All right, traders. Here we go. Let's go. Welcome back to the episode of Stock Market Review with Web Trading. And Coach Lord is here, guys. We're going to get into it. I hope you guys had a great weekend. It was a long weekend for a lot of traders. I know this is it's a sad time because you feel like you're missing something. And for those of us who actually make a living trading, sometimes it can feel like the market not being open is almost like punishment. But guess what? Those times are precious. Those times are time that really you have some time to really have some time and to spend some time with the loved ones, the family, and things like that. And if you don't have any of that, it's a good time for you guys to just refresh. Maybe take some time to review your strategy, review a couple of trades, try to test out, back test a new strategy, things like that. So there's a lot you can do. Or better yet, the best thing you can actually do is just literally just try as much as you can to spend as much time as you can away from the charts. Guess what? Tomorrow you're back at it. If you trade futures like I do, as a matter of fact, earlier today at 6 p.m., you already back at it. Or maybe it was earlier during the London session, you were already back at it. Like so it's things like that. So when you have those little time, try to make the most of them. Really try to take some time to just relax, refresh, things like that. We all need a break sometimes. You may not feel like you need it, but trust me, it will be a lot better for your psyche, which is one of those things that sort of want to talk about as well today. So quick updates, guys. We seems like we are heading toward all-time high. If you look at the Tokyo session and the London session today, I mean, they went crazy, but all that could be spoiled. We were on the verge. As a matter of fact, we've been waiting for a negotiated settlement or an MOU, like I think it's called a memorandum of understanding. Technically, it's not a deal for the war, but it's like it's a framework that we get to negotiate over the next 60 days. It's like a ceasefire once again. But as of right now, it seems like this is being hanging on by a thread, right? So we were going to have the deal. The administration put that out, and we had a lot of hawks, a lot of neocons, so started bashing the deal. So once that started to happen, the administration started to back out. The things they already agreed on, now they were saying they no longer agree to these things because you know what? The political fallout was a little too much for them. Now, what exactly does that mean for a lot of for us, the consumers who are struggling with gas prices and at the pump and a rising groceries and things like that? It doesn't look good. All right, quite frankly, it doesn't look good. As a matter of fact, we had one of the things we just had while today. And I don't want to forget that. I want to wish a happy Memorial Day to all of our soldiers and veterans. I want to say thank you for your service. I did not serve myself, and it is not an easy thing. Regardless of how someone may feel about the military, at the end of the day, those people put their life on the line. All right, I just look at it that way, and that's what I'm thanking for the service. Anything else, that's just fodder. All right. Now, while a lot of us was at barbecues and things like that, hanging out with families, maybe if you were fortunate enough to not be somewhere like New York where it rained all day, you were able to go to the park and have some fun and things like that. The U.S. CENTCOM actually just confirmed we bombed the Iranian coastline and I think some missile sites. We are calling that a defensive strike. Is it defensive? Is that the way it's going to be perceived? Is there going to be retaliation? We don't know, but I hope everything gets done well. All right. So let's now going back to the market, guys. As usual, I want to remind you guys, nothing I say here is any suggestions for you guys to buy, hold, or sell. All right. What I do here is for educational purposes. If you are going to trade in the market, make sure you do your own due diligence or contact a financial advisor. Again, I am not your financial advisor, but what I do here is translate the what the charts are telling me and letting you guys know how I'm executing. Now, if you'd like to Trade, copy my trades. I do have a community. You can join the community. You can participate and copy my trades. I let people know when I'm getting in, when I'm taking profit, when I'm getting out. All this stuff is out there. All right. So now that we have that out of the way, guys, for those of you guys who are here, just a reminder to make sure to smash the like button for me. All right. Let's see here. We're gonna get right into it, guys. Let's go. We're gonna start with the S&P 500. Let's start with the S&P 500. Let me just get rid of all these indicators that I have here. Now, this was from Friday. This was from Friday. And at Friday, the reason so on Wednesday, we were supposed to have a deal comes on Wednesday. All right, you guys knew that that helped push the market higher. Then on Thursday, market started to drop, and then that thing came again that we were about to have that deal within a couple of hours, and it has been within a couple of hours since. So today, when futures open, we went so high. Right now, guys, this is not showing where we are right now. If if futures open based on what the overnight the stock market open based on what futures are currently doing overnight, before we had that pullback happen, we were going to open around 750 easy. That's on the S&P 500. Now, I don't know how that's going to happen with the recent bombing. I don't know what's going to happen. So that's the one thing that's a little tough, right? At the end of the day, this is what I told you guys when I made that video on. I believe that was on Wednesday. No, no, Friday. Friday. I made that short video on Friday, and I was letting you guys know as much as yes, it was a bit of a choppy week, but if you're looking at the weekly candle, that's a bullish candle. Now it's not as bullish as the Nasdaq, but this is the bullish candle what we are looking at. It would not surprise me one bit if we have an extra push to get higher. And again, as I mentioned, the overnight market is telling us what? The overnight market is telling us we are most likely going to one higher. This is what is showing up in the overnight market. Again, I don't know if that's something that is going to change and things are going to be completely different. So with the news that just came out, with CENTCOM confirming we just bombed Iran and some of the small boats and things like that, I don't know what's going to happen. But all I can do is try to dig in right here, right? Here we go. What I'm looking at again, as you guys can see, this is what we had. But remember, I told you guys on that live, if you're looking at the 4 hour time frame, this seems as of right now, this seems like he was doing a bull flag, right? This is a bull flag. So we made the higher probability is a possible squeeze. That's the higher probability, but I'm not going to give that a 75 to 80% probability. Reason why we still haven't taken out that previous high. So we made a higher low. I mean, we made a lower high. I mean, we made a lower high. So this is this high, and this high is actually lower. Now we are doing a bull flag. So can we squeeze through that resistance zone, right? Can we squeeze through that? All indication, as of right, again, this is the caveat. As of right now, all indication is we will gap above that level. Right now, this is what it seems like. We are going to gap above that level. All right. Can we hold that? Can we hold that and keep pushing higher? We shall see exactly how things play out. But this is what we are looking at. Going in the 2 hour time frame. As a matter of fact, you know what, guys? I'm not even going to go too deep into that because this is not the daily. Let's just focus on a macro level in the stock market. This is what I'm going to do. I mean, that move we just had, guys. That move is just insane. Let's see. Let me see if I can just do that. This is an nearly a 20% move higher. 19%. 19% move in a matter of couple of a few weeks. Just some like 21, literally 21 days, 3 weeks. 19%. So again, we are heavily extended, but guess what? Price is king. Price does not care how extended we are, right? As long as there are buyers, as long as there are buyers, things will be looking good. And again, with retail traders pouring in a lot of money, and a lot of those institutions got stuck on the sideline because they did not buy the dip. A lot of those guys are suffering a little bit. To be honest, I thought we were gonna have a bigger drop, but that did not happen. All right, let me go on the Nasdaq real quick. Let's check the Nasdaq. We'll go through the QQQ. I know, guys. These are That's what happened when you actively trade. You have a ton of stuff on your chart. Let me just remove everything. All right. So the QQQ looked like it did what? It looks like this thing just ran hot, 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 and made a got a pullback to make a bull flag, and we are going to squeeze higher. Again, the Qs, even after things like cool down just a little bit. Hey, Warden, I appreciate you, man. Even when things look like they cool down a little bit, as of right now in the overnight market, last time I checked, the Qs were up about 8 points, 8 to 10 points. The Qs were up. All right. When I say the Qs, that's the QQQ. They were up about 8 points. We're talking about like 725. So that's a gap up. Are we gonna get some sort of gap and go or gap and reject? We're going to see how things play out tomorrow, but this is the way things are looking right now. If we look at the go on the weekly time frame, again, the weekly looks great. The weekly looks great for a move. The only reason I did not feel comfortable to actually buy calls on the Qs, again, is that we have that overhang of that possible return to war. Because why? That ceasefire has been expired. This thing is expired. So unless we have some sort of negotiated settlement, what exactly is going to happen? Are we going back to war, which would absolutely set us back? And we don't have any support until these levels here, right? So if we pull back, we're talking about possibly push down all the way down to 637. And there's no way I'm going to go and buy calls and get caught in this. Look at that. You do the fib retracement. You do the fib retracement. Oh no, I did that. I draw this one. My bad, guys. My bad. There you go. Boom. You do the fib retracement. Guess what? This is exactly the zero point 0.5 level. That's pullbacks. Pullback level is literally right the previous high. So no, for me, I'm not gonna get caught in that. I'd rather miss. I'd rather miss a little bit of that move because right now we are so extended. That is the problem. We are so extended right now. Let's take a look at the MACD on the daily. Let's see how we look. This is the MACD on the daily, right? This thing is looking like it wants to do what? Right now, this is it's too again. I know I talked about the bull flag, but this what we just had it with this candle, we could also very well have a what? A double top. We could very well have a double top and push down. So you cannot discount that until we've taken out this high. Until we've taken that out, I'm talking about this high. You know what? I am still going to be extremely, extremely careful because right now we are running very, very hot. Now, we get to the part of the video where you guys going to love a few things. We're gonna give you guys some update on a few stocks. RDW, I am completely out. Unfortunately, this thing has actually gapped up. It seems like it's going to be around 19 at the open tomorrow. This is what it's telling me right now. Possibly around 19. You know what? I'm okay. I made some great profit on that play. I'm okay. I'll take it. I will keep complaining about it if it keeps running, right? I will. But you know what? I needed to get out. I needed to get out. I've been in that play for a little bit and whatever. And the way the market was going, I needed to get out. I take profit. You can never go wrong taking profit. You can never go wrong taking profit. All right. And if you're looking at the length of that move, this literally was the length for me. All right. The length was from here to here. So that length is done. That move is pretty much done. Now the only other move that we had, you could say, is that bull flag. So the bull flag would have put us literally right there. So we got here. I got out. I got out. I took the profit. I got out. All right. Now let's talk about a play that is cooking. That seems like it's getting ready to do something. That is Snowflake. Snowflake just did a bull flag. My issue with Snowflake is the fact that it has earnings next week. Right? On Wednesday, they have earnings. That scares me a little bit, although it is a stock that has been beaten down. And guess what it's doing right here? It's doing a bull flag. It is doing a bull flag right here, right? Um, but if you will look, we take a look at this. This is a massive, massive resistance zone. Look at that. That structural massive resistance zone. And this is why I'm a little afraid of it. I have to go on the weekly time frame so you guys can see that properly. Look at that. This thing is just massive, man. Look at that. Look at that. Whew. Wow. Yep. There you go. Up until around 192. I mean, it can make a 20-point move and still have to deal with that. But if we're looking at that based on the probability of getting a great, great entry in something, Snowflake certainly offers that. Even if we were just going to have a bit of a pullback on Snowflake, that would actually be very, very good, man. Let's see. Yeah, because this is putting us at right around 200. That's about 18 points away. That would give us a very, very, very good um, uh, risk reward ratio. That's one of the things I'm looking at. So I'm keeping an eye on Snowflake. Right, I was hoping it came back to bounce on this level, so I could give that on the chart. It didn't, so I just chilled on it. RKLB, what a shame, what a shame. This thing just left, what a shame. Now, other plays I'm currently looking at that is on the radar. It is Iran, IREN is on the radar. We are taking a look at that. Next one is Ion Q. Let's see if we can actually continue to run and break this level. Because I believe if we do, if we can confirm this move, look at the MACD. The MACD is doing what? The MACD is doing a bullish divergence in positive territory, so we're most likely going to squeeze up. They actually have news behind them. Um, I think this is going to be a great entry, but I don't want to take this lightly. I want to the fact that they already have this entry. Unfortunately, the premiums are super super expensive right now, super expensive right now. I think we're probably going to challenge the high, and the high is where that's around 82. I think we can definitely go challenge that. Next play I want to take a look at is that's our Planet Lab. Planet Lab, I'm hoping Planet Lab do a bit of a pullback. I'm already in Planet Lab, but I'm still hoping that does a bit of a pullback so I can add some more. But I don't like where it is right now heading into earnings. It either needs to break above, but you can see this is a very strong, strong resistance line, and it's at the top end of a wedge pattern, and I don't like that. I like buying at the bottom of those wedge patterns. So that's one of the issues that I have with that. So we have Planet Lab, we have IREN. Um, Now, this one, we shall see how this is going. All right, we're going to see. Tomorrow is going to be decision day. This thing needs to break above that zone. If it cannot take it, I'm actually going to call it and get out of it. We currently are in positive territory with that. We are positive in that right now, but this thing's gonna have to move. Let me check the overnight and see what it's doing overnight. Okay, overnight seems like we right at what? Uh, yeah, we right at 36.30 overnight. I'm hoping we can gap above that and just actually take off. I still think this is still early. I still think this is still early because this is where I see this is going. Possibilities about like 47.50. Why? Again, you guys can see the pattern. If I go on the weekly, you guys can see the pattern. I've broken that down for you guys already. This is the weekly, man. This is an engulfing pattern on the weekly, bullish engulfing on the weekly, and also breaking that trend line. If you look at the MACD is not even positive yet, which means once it turns positive, it can run. But the fact that it's not positive also gives me some pause, because that means we don't have as much momentum as of yet. But you guys can see the pattern, all right? You guys can see the pattern. This is an inverted and shoulder pattern on the weekly time frame. This is not even the daily. This is on the weekly time frame. Meaning what? This is even stronger. This is even stronger for our move. It's even more bullish for our move because this right now is on the weekly time frame. Again, I want to let you guys know, me and the community is already in on that. But again, you guys can see we are just bouncing off the right shoulder right there. So that means we still have space to make a move. Next, I wanted to take a look at again is QBTS. Once again, that's giving us an inverted head and shoulder pattern. Look at this move again on the weekly. I just want to see if those companies can actually go above those zones. Then I can take it because I do think those companies are going to make new highs. They are going to make new highs, but I really wanted to see how it was going to happen. Other other company, man, this is insane. Look at this candle. This is such a perfect bull flag right here. Now, if you are part of the community, I've already given you guys the list. This, SPIR is part of the list I gave you guys as far as the stocks that I added to my portfolio. This was not just buying plays or leaps. I actually made those into core positions because I actually bought shares just to turn those into core positions of my portfolio. All right. So if you did not get in, that's a real shame because I gave you guys those positions since around 16. Since around 16, I gave you guys that list. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do those guys. If you are part of the community, I'm gonna do you a favor. I'm going to drop that list for everyone in the community. So if you are in the main lobby of the community, you're also going to get those lists of stocks that we bought. Once again, I want to be transparent. My both myself and the people that are the paid members already in those plays. We've already bought those companies. All right, we're already in, but I feel like it's still early for these things. Therefore, I'm going to drop them because these are like I'm not telling anybody to buy. All right, this is not me telling you, hey, make sure you go get some or whatever. I can't tell you that. All right, I cannot tell you that. All I'm going to do is share what I have. Again, another one is GFS Global Foundry. Again, I dropped that in for you guys. I dropped that in for you guys, and this is the move. This is the move we had. Now, I'll be honest, I actually took a little profit off of this. I took some money off of this because that was a great move. Other one that's also I feel like I'm giving you guys way too much. If I again I'm going over a lot of different stocks here. I'm going to do a little bit of a small recap just to let you guys know which one I talked about. Once again, last one I'm going to talk about, I've been talking about it, is Joby Aviation, JOBY. Again, this company has been beaten down. It is a growing company. They are actually starting to make money. They actually starting to make money and their revenue is rising. All right. Their revenue is rising, and right now you can see what exactly is happening. Inverted head and shoulder pattern right at support level. But I understand we do have a trend line we have to contend with right there. We do have that. But if you look at see where exactly this thing is, let's see. Take that from the high and do that. This is a 47% discount. All right. So for those of you guys who chased this and wanted to buy this up there, if you liked it when it was 20, all right. Now, maybe you have a specific reason why you no longer like it, And if that's the case, that's all right. But you need to tell yourself while you holding those things, why did you like it at 20 and not like it at 10? Why did you like it at 20 and not like it at 10? This is about a 50% discount. All right. So for me, again, for those guys on the guys on the channel, I mean on the in the community, I've already dropped it. I know of one person who definitely got in and bought some since around 9. But again, I have leaps on this and I also have shares on that. All right. That's all I'm gonna give you guys because I can't give you guys the entire farm, so to speak. That's what I'm gonna give you guys, and it's about 9:30 here. I wanna check on something real quick. Oh, last thing, bonus play. Bonus play is Nvidia. Nvidia, I'm waiting for Nvidia. I'm gonna start building a position on Nvidia because Nvidia blew out earnings. Nvidia is the leader in AI. Why is Nvidia not taking off? So I feel very comfortable with me going in and getting a little piece of Nvidia. I just know that hey, this is not something I can hold for a very short period of time because Nvidia likes to take its time. Like look at that. Before this move happened, Nvidia was there right around this zone since November. All right. Now that's November, December, January, February, March, April. Right. You're talking about like nearly 5, 6 months before that move happens. So I'm not gonna buy anything 90 days. I'm going 6 months plus. All right. That's what I'm going to do with Nvidia. All right. With that being said, guys, that's about all I'm going to give you guys. I want to check on one one thing I want to check on. I do have, so I was trading futures today, this afternoon. I spot the drop, right? I spot the drop, and I was in. So right now I'm just holding a little bit. I'm just going to let that one. I already took up my profit. I'm in profit right now. I'm just letting this one. Just trying to see where it's going to go. I'm just gonna leave it to run the entire night, and wake up tomorrow and see what happens. Again, looking at why this is the futures, guys. This is the futures market. This is what the futures did, right? We closed here on Friday. Let me just erase those. Let me go on the third. Yeah, we closed here on Friday. We actually went from here on Friday all the way up there. That's how high we were. We went crazy. Right now, look at this candle that we are given. That's the 4 hour time frame, and we don't really have any support anywhere close. So I just put my stop loss in. If I zoom in just a little bit, if I go in just a little bit, let me expand that. You guys could see I have my stop like right there. I already have my stop, and I'm just going to let this thing just run its course. If it can take this trend line, this is a trend line that I had. That's a 30 minutes trend line. If we can take that trend line, if we can take that trend line, I think we'll probably come in down to these levels, which is a long way away. That's a lot of money. With the ES, long way away. So I'm just gonna hold that. But anyway, guys, I want to say thank you for being here once again. I wish you guys the best. For those of you guys who are part of the trading community, the paid members, I will be on Teams right after this call. So feel free to hop on. Again, I will see you guys tomorrow. Best of luck. What I want to leave you guys with is a couple of things. This is more about the psychology of trading. All right. When it comes to trading, guys, a lot of people focus on the charts, technical analysis, which is great. Fundamental analysis, that's also great. Um, some people focus on some other shenanigans, like what are they saying in this Facebook group? This is like playing the lottery. All right. Technical analysis and all these things are great, but one of the things I want you guys to work on, and that's underrated, is your psychology. Trading psychology is a big thing. Like what? How do you handle losses? What do Be honest with yourself until you learn how to lose. You Once you trading, because it's inevitable. Taking losses is inevitable. Some losses you're going to see everything went wrong. Every single thing went wrong. It was almost like it was a setup. They were waiting for you. And as soon as you whatever, boom, they got you. Like that happened to me. Just personally, for those of you guys who trade futures with me live, you guys saw what happened to me a couple of days ago. So I did something like that, right? I did something where you guys see how I have the stop loss. I said I put a stop loss and whatever. I'm just gonna let it run. So imagine you close the position, but the stop loss itself needed to be closed manually, so I didn't do it. So what happened? The stock market just ran on some news, so the stop loss that I had ended up becoming a short position, and this thing took me way high and took me for about $1,000. All right, now those things, why did this happen? Typically, when I'm trading with everyone, I always have my headset on. If I'm stepping away from my computer, my headset is on. I have my phone. Guess what happened? This literally happened about 1 to 2 minutes after I stepped away from my computer to go get some coffee. Another thing that happened, I left my headphones on the desk. So while I had my traders calling me saying, "Hey, Coach Lord, where are you? Where are you? Something happening." I can't hear. I had people calling me, but my phone is on my desk and I'm getting coffee. I never do this. Again, I just want to let you guys know that, to just so you know, these kind of things are going to happen. And you're going to feel like every single thing went wrong for just that to happen. Now, what did I do for the most part for the rest of that day? Almost for, no, not the rest of the day, but right after, I saw plenty of setups I could have taken. I just did not take them. Why? I wanted to make sure I'm not revenge trading. Revenge trading is one of the things that blow accounts the most. When people go on tilt, like you take a trade goes against you, and all of a sudden, what you start doing, you start rationalizing all kind of horrible thoughts in your head. That account that was precious for you, all of a sudden, oh, it's just an evaluation that I paid for and $10 for, or $100 for. So if I lose it, I just lose $100. So what? And whatever, it's no big deal. That's your ego, because you cannot accept the loss. That's your ego talking. All right. So what I encourage people to do is find people that you can talk to, you can open to. Find a hobby, something when something bad happened, you can just go do. I'm notorious to just taking my son and going to the park midday. I go take a walk. I'm with my son. We play, even whatever. We go to the children park, go to the playground. He have some fun and whatever. That seems to help me. I don't know what helps you. I don't know what helps you, but I really hope that you guys do something, whatever it may be. Sometimes it's just me going to sit on the balcony and drink some coffee and whatever, listen to music, whatever it is. Find something that you guys can do, and also find someone that you can talk to. Because sometimes the worst part about trading is when you're going through those tough times. And a lot of times, some people deal with losses very, very hard. You start questioning yourself. Am I not good enough? Is this not for me? Is this ever going to work out? You need to have someone on your corner. That's not just care about whenever you have a good day, how much you made or whatever it is. You need to have someone in your corner that can actually lift you up. Can you download on that person, and can that person accept what you're saying, and just at the moment, even if it's you screwing up, but in the moment they understand what they need to do for you in that moment, it just lifts you up. Now, 2 hours later, the next day, yeah, they should chew your ass out. No, 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 no. If you keep making the same mistakes over, no, you need to get chewed out. But in the moment, because mentally you are so fragile in the moment, sometimes this is not what you need. You just need somebody that you can talk to. You need something to do and whatever, and things like that. So I hope you guys do that. This is very, very important. I'll tell you guys to start reading. Um, there's a there's a book, if I'm not mistaken. I think the name of it is the Best Loser Wins. Um, it's a book that talks about pretty much teaching you how to lose. by teaching you how to lose, meaning when you have a position, you get into a position, you need to know, when do I need to walk away from this? This is not working. You don't just turn into a long-term investor because your trade didn't work out. Your theory, your analysis is now completely invalid, but you just want to hold because you just want to hope that it turns around. Now, there's something that's a little different in that scenario. If you trade options, if you do leaps, let's say you wake up tomorrow and that company is down like 20, so now you're already down like 80%. I'll give it a few because I have so much time. I'll give it some time and whatever just to see how and if it's doing anything. But one thing I've realized, one of the worst mistakes I've made is when those things happen. Unfortunately, they have, because you can't control that. It's going to happen, right? Is the doubling down. Is trying to average down. Oh, this is so cheap now. I'm going to buy more. Why are you buying more? Why are you buying more? Was it a pullback to a level that you had? Like when I just showed you guys with SMCI, that literally pulled back to a level. Was that what happened? Or is this thing just like literally just dumped at it and it's like literally in doo-doo? So why are you buying it? Don't buy just because you want to average down. Buy because maybe it could pull back to another support level, so there's a possibility of a bounce. All right. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys because I do know trading, while a lot of people online try to make trading seems like it's the easiest thing in the world. They wake up and blah blah blah. They come in for 30 minutes. They take this trade. They make 40,000. That's a damn lie. Everybody, almost everybody is a profitable trader online. Everybody's a profitable trader online. That's not true. I want to let you guys know that not everybody making 40,000 a day, 50,000 a day, 600,000 a day. Really, a lot of people are not making those kind of money. All right, but even if people were making it, for those, there are some people who are legitimately making that kind of money. I want to be honest with that. Even if they are making it, are you at a level to actually produce those kinds of results? How much money you trading with? Now you can't be trading with 5 grand and you think you're gonna make $30,000 in one day. It may happen, but the likelihood, again, probabilities, right? What is the probability of you doing that? The probability is higher that you blow your account than you making 40K in one day with a 5K account, with a 10K account. Again, not impossible, not impossible, but it is highly unlikely. So I want to leave you guys with that. Um, you have to have your trading plan. You need to accept making best hits. Trust me. I keep preaching that. I say that to you guys every single time. If you can get best hits, your account will grow. That's compounding interest. Do the math, do the numbers. If you can just pull out, let's even say on the low end, you can just pull out about $450 excuse me, on a daily basis in the market. If you can pull that, that's nearly 100 grand a year, right? For a lot of you guys, this is not your main job. You have your main job. You just do this on the side. All right, that's a side hustle for you. For a lot of you guys. So I want you guys to really, really focus on base hits. Every now and then you're going to get wonders. Like right now, again, that example I just showed you guys. I took that trade and whatever it played out very, very fast and whatever. I was up about 800 on that trade. Excuse me. I was up about 800 on that trade. Guess what? I sold about 90% of what I had, and I just kept just two contracts. And they micros, not minis. If they were minis, that would have been a lot more. I only have two minis left, and I just leave them. Say, hey, you never know. I may wake up tomorrow and the market just completely tanked, and before you know it, those two that I'm holding, I might even make more on them than the other ones that I have. But this is how you do it. You take profit, you secure your base hits, secure your base hits, and let the rest run. It's the same principle I use with option trading, with stocks, with every single thing. Unless it's a core position for me, that's what I do with everything. But anyway, guys, I want to let you guys go. I hope me talking about the psychology on how to deal with certain things is something that helps you guys. I know a lot of people don't want to feel like, hey, psychologically, I don't think as strong as I should be for the market because people, everybody wanna be macho. Everybody's the strongest person. I can guarantee you, man. You go through stuff. Everybody does. That's life, man. Everybody does. You're going to have your personal life. You're going to be in shambles and whatever. And some way, somehow, you still have to come to the market and be disciplined. You know how hard that is. You know how hard that is when you having a hard time, you have a kid sick, you maybe some people have lost parents, they have a kid in the hospital, they have whatever it is that might be going on, or they just lost their main job or whatever it is, and you have to come in the market and be disciplined, emotionless, and really execute. This is not something that is easy to do. It is something, again, the mind is a muscle, therefore you must train it. You must train it, harden it, and make sure you get in the right state of mind. I wish you guys the best tomorrow. I hope everyone get a green day tomorrow. I think tomorrow's going to be a roller coaster, so be very very careful because we either going to do a big drop or we're going to do a big one up. Because I think by this point people are realizing this whole we're gonna get a big deal done thing was probably a shame. But if it is not, we're going to one. But if we're not seeing anything, I can, especially with the fact that we just had those airstrikes, if you want retaliated and we start bombing again, we're going to go down a lot further. Anyway, guys, again, I want to wish you guys the best tomorrow. Go tomorrow again. If you don't have a strategy that you can use, you're not very confident. I have some trading strategies. If you day trade specifically, on the channel. Go check out those strategies. You may learn something. I have the orb strategy. Not only I talk about the orb, one of the things a lot of channels don't do. I actually have an execution, a live execution, not on replay. I'm not talking about taking trades while I already see the chart. I know exactly what's going to happen, and I'm pretending I'm teaching and whatever, but I already know what happened. Those trades were live. All right, those were live trade. You guys can see how the thing is moving. Those were live trades, so live execution. So you can watch the trading video. I'm the orb breakout strategy. You can watch it and you can watch the execution. The execution is how you try to keep yourself out of a lot of false breakout. You're gonna deal with false breakout. It's going to happen, but it helps you avoid a lot of them. All right. But anyway, guys, tomorrow remember it is still POP. It's process over profit. You follow the process, the profit will follow. And again, tomorrow, as usual, it is get green, get out. It's another great day, another opportunity to make some money. Let's go out and get it, guys. You have a great night and best of luck to every single person tomorrow. Peace out.